letting all the ships on all the oceans drop down to the bottom. It will not blow out the bottom of the sea and let all the water run down the hole. It will not destroy gravity. I am not an atomic playboy. I am not an atomic playboy. Atomic playboy. I am not an atomic playboy. Atomic playboy.
flame, with a big flame there of something that's caught fire in the car. The rescue boys right on the job as they go for the fire extinguishers, but Tony Matter in a little bit of trouble there, trying to get out of the belts. In the hot seat, Tony Matter, as he gets out very, very smartly. Look at Monty Bradford! Oh, he is high, wide and handsome and just tearing him up! Oh dear, carries and Corey into the wall. There's in a line by Bradford near the corner. Jeff Lee's coming right down in turn number 3. We've got Tony Matter over there. They're up, down, all over the place.
He grabs the lead right from the start there, but then Michael Carter flies back underneath him out, grabs the 1 leader, and it's Marshall McDermott kisses the dirt. Sharon Marriott leads the field to turn 1 and turn. Gommy goes to go underneath. Oh, we've got trouble. Bradford, oh, the 360 and saves it.
Yes!
Oh yeah, everybody come out of that alive.
Oh, and they're all running too. Oh, that's unbelievable.
No way. And again, Marriott leads the field to turns 1 and 2. Have a look at the congestion. Oh, not again. We've got Bradford and Wells tucked up there. John Cricky saves the car. Oh dear, we are in for one hell of a night from the Wing Gladiators, the mighty sprint cars. And let's hope for Mark Wells and Ian Bradford's sake, no damage. Well, you'd expect something would have to be bent the way those two cars are locked together in turns 1 and 2. General John Day moves off the circuit. Oh, Smallwood. Oh, here we go. We've got big trouble. Turn 1. Thump. Oh, no. Smallwood looks pretty enthusiastic is probably the best way to put it. And something had to give. And it did. And it wasn't the Claremont fence.
And who was that? Jeffrey Headington. Bang handlebars. Garth O'Leary's your race leader from David Headington. The two bikes locked together. On come the red lights. And Garth O'Leary will be absolutely spitting chips. Great to see that young fella really coming to grips with the Claremont Speedway circuit. But look at Wells, he's bringing them down to 16-1-2 at the halfway mark. Oh, Wellesley goes into the boards. And where's the wicket? Something may have gone astray, just saw something jammed in the car that time as we see the yellow lights come on. Something had to happen because he just watched big time. Straight out.
Chuck, I reckon the throttle jam, mate. To watch that thing go along the fence there, it was not losing any speed at all after it hit. I reckon the throttle might have jammed on that.
Yep. Well, we see that, Wellesley knows, he's been there and done it a few times. He knows exactly what to do when, the car's going too quickly. If you haven't got any control over the throttle, that's possibly, we're only taking a wild guess as to what it was, but it looks something like that for Mark to do that. Very bad luck indeed, and I'm sure that top wing is looking decidedly second-hand at the moment. So here's a go as Mark Wells, Gavin Micro, the yellow lights come on. And bad luck there for the stoppage. The race was going so well, but I think maybe Gavin and Mark may have just touched, and around went Mark Wells. As Sharon Marriott car goes up in a load of steam too. That steam not smoke.
Find David Headington. Oh, look at this for a traffic jam on the freeway. Woo! A front rider high sides it. That is both riders are up on their feet, but that was a pretty wild excursion into towards the picket fence. The red lights are on. Your mother wouldn't like it. The master, Ben Doyle, through Bellhouse corner for last one. Oh, Headington from the bottom, but the race does continue. It's quite okay. Took a heavy one, but the race continues. And ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand? Put your hands together from the back bar. He's
4 down and 4 to go. They're at the halfway mark at Brad Blake. Mega Horse, car number 77. Parks it right in the middle of pits bend.
My walking horse up front, Trevor Freeman, then Jacko, and look at Kim Williams. And Williams brought him undone. Williams hooked up Alan Mortimer. But things are moving at a heck of a pace. Oh, somebody got visibly assisted.
They're chasing the champagne, the glory and the gold here at Bunbury City Speedway. And this event, of course, is brought to you by We've got a nasty roll over there in turn number 1. He just caught the tail off the car as he spun the model sideways.
And a bit of huffing and puffing going on there now. They've blown their coffee book and a couple have got scooped up and will be a little while before we get back on the racetrack with this lot. So, Prozac round the outside and right is lifted.
has looked at.
Powerhouse for the first time, then back to Michael McInnes. Whoops, and here we go. Woo, yes, sirree. Look at Doyle already. Oh, we got 3 bikes down. Oh dear. All bikes down, we're moving on. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together. Riders up. One just being attended to. Oh, that was a big washout, Chuck. Not quite sure what happened to start that.
Side by side as Dan comes out on top, and here comes Benny, and whoops! Tommy Watson. Look at this, as Man takes the left-hand front wheel and foot in the air. Oh dear! And give Keith Man run into problems there. That's what caused the collision. Right, just have a look how sideways that Robbie Whittington is getting. He's using every inch of the steering wheel as whoopsie-daisy. We see number 11, Wayne Hine, parking on the grass. Gray has a step on the inside and rolled right over the top and just run straight over the front of Des Alvarez. Can you believe it? Just climbed the wheel and just tore the car up big time.
And does it well with Neville Lance. Oh, Neville Lance. Oh dear. He went in hard. Neville Lance, you could see that he got very sideways going through, rode a wheel into the turn 3 fence. He went, the car spun around on itself very quickly. And Neville Lance comes to rest in the immaculate 14 Scat Murphy high bar. It was a bit of a wild ride for Neville Lance. The field forms up behind Vince Chapman from Wayne Cober, Mike Bigliamini, Bill Cato, Ron Glazebrook, Cole Thompson.
There's a fair bit of huffing and puffing on behind them. There's Bradley Blake with a dream run through down on the curb. Rose goes round the outside of Dunstan and coming in underneath him at the same time. It'll be a restart. There'll be a restart nose to tail or something because we have a car parked very heavily into the wall at the Sanyo start line.
The race leader, driving car number 7, Jeff Davis. One car's gone up, and we've got Rucker, Remington, rolling the car sideways, right in front of the pack. Next line, one car's gone sideways, and another one has nowhere to go. In fact, Shane Waldeck has planted the car straight into the concrete wall in turn number 2, found his first spot, and in fact has put the car sideways. And Donny Johnson also has gone sideways. The yellow lights again will come on. And it's bad luck indeed for 57 Don Johnson, but we'll have to once again pick him up at the restart.
Get that line back. They bumped it. They're right. Oh, hit that bird down the line. So well.
Johnson, the race leader. Rocker Zemanek doing it well for them. Back there to Jeff Davis, still doing it nicely. We've got a Wizzy, and he got back on the track, but the lights are on.
They're all set to go their way. And right from the start, unbelievable start. They've got a red light on.
Now they move in at turn number 2, and Rocker Zemanek rolls the car up there. In turn number 3, the red lights will come on. And we'll have to wait to see how Rocker Zemanek is there. Collected the concrete wall quite hard.
And Sharon Marriott a great start. Run from row number 2 right round into second spot. But look out now. Oh, there's a multi-car spin out here. Some very clever parking there. Among them, young Gavin Migro, a couple more. And they did a wonderful job.
First spot, but there's a big bingle up there in turn number 1 and 2. And we'll have to wait for the yellow lights to come on. And then, of course, we'll pick them up at the restart with 2 laps remaining for Sanyo, the people in the know.
And but in the meantime, the Higgs boys are out for business, and one of them's had business into the new concrete wall, so we'll have an orange light.
In second spot, 75, Sharon Marriott. Back to Contran in first spot. Gavin Migro now. It's all pressure on down the back straight. Migro puts the wheel in, and we'll have a restart because we've got 2 cars hooked up sideways. That'll be Condren and Gavin Migro in turn number 3.
The A-main. And they're all underway. One of the early movers, and he's going to take us. Oh, we've got cars absolutely everywhere. I didn't even see what started that one underway. One of the early movers, and he's going to take us. Oh, we've got cars absolutely everywhere. I didn't even see what started that one. Thank you, Barry. I'd like to just acknowledge the great support of Dennis Kashama. Once again, unfortunately, it's an instance where we do have to utilise the big PHP, but the 10-tonner is the only way to clear the track quickly. It's very sad. Dennis, a racer himself in sedans, prefers to come out here with a machine and take it home again. Unfortunately tonight we have to use it. We'll give you a full report on the condition of the drivers when it's available from the ambulance. Thank you very much.
That would be Les Branson now as they move out of turn number 3. Branson's following the car sideways right in front of... Then we move back to third spot. That's still the Higgs car. As Clarks has lost it right in front of Higgsy. And that is another Higgs. That's a nasty one that time. We'll pick him up at the restart.
We've got a burn off there where there was a fair bit of fuel. College Speedway has been awarded the State Sidecar Best Pairs Championship, which will be a little later on, and we'll keep you advised about that.
This is going to be exciting stuff. Out of turn number 2, the drag down the back straight. Oh, and the Joyce boys have hit the fence, but they just got their front wheel taken from them. They took a very hefty tumble, and the red lights will come on, and with Formula 500s in Western Australia, moves out of turn number 4, and number 9, he's taken a real ride on the wild side. Another one upside down through the incompetence of what's going up on that tower. And look at this, Lee Redmond taking it right up to David Headington. These youngsters are going at it very hard. Onto the main straight they come. 2 down and 1 to go, and Redmond through. Magic piece of riding, but here comes Headington. Oh, and they both go down. Both riders down. All bikes dropping to miss. Oh, what magnificent work.
Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. That was absolutely unbelievable.
He fell into Lee Redmond's arms. Lee Redmond picked him up as he stopped tumbling. What amazing work. These young fellas have such quick reflexes, Con, to lay the bike down to avoid a nasty situation. Waiting on a start. Mills aced the start very well, but look at it. Oh, we've got Brad and Vince Willis over immediately on the main straight. Very willing at the start line. There's not a lot of room. Come on.
Here they go to do it all again now. The country challenge is Gary Santori. He leads them in and man that was doing it oh so well just copped it big time at the start. They just clipped and off went the front wing of the man that just sent that incredibly fast ball that time.
360 on the main straight, mind you.
Yeah, 360 on the main straight. Well, bad luck indeed is the official picks up the wing. No likely chances of getting us back on in the next 20 seconds. But I think all the brackets are okay. They'll probably allow Shane Murphy to restart minus the wing.
Peter Brooks sitting right behind him. TG, Tony Giancola. Oh, Ben Ludlow's lost it right in front of the field, and they all missed him. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Sedan boys. I am not quite sure how they all missed Ben Ludlow then, but they did a top job, and Bert Vosbergen again, after racing away, is going to be brought back to square one with just 10 laps left to go. We go back to Wayne Hilgan driving well. Vince Chapman, here comes Neville Lance. Up on the high line. Oh, who is that? Got absolutely Malachi. Trevor Henderson involved in there. Keith Giles. And this is an incident-packed Sprintcar Indian file. And Neville Lance was not involved.
I just missed it. You reckon you won't want to be here next Wednesday night for the running of the New Year Sprintcar Derby? This is the taste of things to come because these boys have really been turning it on tonight. The pace has been an absolute cracker. I thought Lancey was going to wear a wheel of one of the spinning cars there. Looks to me as though everybody's just about out of the cars. How about putting your hands together for them, ladies and gentlemen? This has been action-packed Sprintcar racing here tonight. Off and racing this time now as they work their way into turn number 1. And, oh, my gee, that was very, very close indeed. So Gavin Migro into the I think it is. Hard to tell, it always happens in the one blind spot. And we've got ourselves underway now as Jeff Lee puts her away on the inside. Pino Frioli. Oh, there's a Sharon Marriott. Sharon Marriott left Skywood and Dove Park.
Chapman blows the right rear tyre. Giles going to collect him head on, and these cars are locked together. Vince Chapman and Keith Giles locked together, and Chapman goes over. Wayne High looking for the run on the inside. Watch Chad Johnson out of turn number 2. Oh, this thing really has some horsepower as Craig Vosbergen and Peter Brook get munched. Might even be Kevin Bell. Not quite sure. No, looks like it is Craig Vosbergen. Not real good looking racing, guys. Here we go. Cars going everywhere. Oh, Wayne Hyde involved. Looks like Bert Vosbergen there as well. And I hazard a guess that was caused by somebody out there still on the circuit. There's Alfredo sitting up there in 4th doing a good job of it. Johnson's lost it. Here we go. Cars going everywhere. Giancola cleaned up Johnson. Johnson unfortunately lost it right to the exit of turn 1 and 2. And bad luck indeed. Giancola had nowhere to go. There's action stations in the Super Sedan feature race. They're keen out there, there's no doubt about that. Tony Giancola's rejoining the field. Car has restarted. Well, it looks a little bit low in the right front. Yeah, unfortunately for Tony Giancola, he moves off the circuit. Down the back straight, Vosbergen lost a bit of ground coming out of there. A big sheet of flame blasting out the side of the number 71 Trans Am of Richards, who lost it. Oh, you had to say it was coming. The race continues on. Good.
Take the lead behind and one there, a little bit of bottom, 27 now, but Chris Lee goes too high, flips the wall, coming out of turn number 3. It looks as though he's quite okay, but a very heavy fall, but last lap board being held out now, the red lights are on. Chris Lee, unfortunately, coming off there and just didn't get out of off the circuit, I should say, before the riders were coming around. But he is okay. Would you please put your hands together for young Chris Lee? Boy, gee, was he going for the doctor that time? Just got a little too wide, but good to see that he's okay.
Man leads the field to turbo. Winds it at the maximum depth. They run through turn 1 and 2. Cole Thompson into the pickets in no uncertain terms. Oh, bad luck for Cole Thompson. You might see what happened then. Caught up high and gave the fence a real hard look. Brings the field back under caution. Cole Thompson out of the vehicle, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together. That was a heavy shunt into a very unforgiving turn 1 wall. That's what we like to hear. A bit of encouragement for the drivers. Bill Cato from 2. Down to got another chance at it. Keith Mann sitting on the inside. We want to get the same type of hole shot that he just performed on the last occasion. Down the back straight he moves. Cobra under siege for the reigning state Sprintcar champion. Tommy Watson, the West backwards kid. Oh, Keith Mann in big trouble. Watson Jr. Oh, how did he miss that?
Looking through car number 85 into 3rd place. Would be Peter uphill. Doing a pretty as we've got one turn left. Off the T-bone right in the left-hand side. They're both mobile. Yep. Beautiful. Way to go. So they get out of harm's way. Car number 3 was in that. Paul Smith. And Sam hooked it on the concrete curve. That's bad luck. He did. I think he might be stuck, but he's trying real hard. So something may be a miss there. Young Hicks wasn't, but as I speak, Spinner puts it around, and a good bit of driving there. Oh, that was just trying to pick up who the car was, but he saw it coming.
From the outside, doing it the hard way, up in the hard dirt, and doing a good job. Oh, and he's got crushed for it. Brad Blake also involved. Paul Smith continues on. Peter Harvey caught up that in the 18 Escort. About young Chitty, oh, he got carried away. Bang, he just sliced the fence there. He's okay, but Christopher Lee grabbed the lead. Young guy's still okay, but the race does continue as they move into the pit bend once again. Number 5 is number 7, Ray Hale, and Ben Ludlow's in a spot of brother. Whoops, and Tony G wouldn't be happy about that. They got a little bit of help from his friends that time.
7, Paul DeLacy, straight into the race leaders by doing some funny lines being taken into, well said, was it? Spun and the yellows come on, so they'll have to line up once again by the looks of it. Yep.
Bernd Vosbergen again gets the whole shot. And oh, holy guacamole, that was a big dump from Kevin Bell.
As you believe it, another one on his head, and that car was 15 feet over the top of John Spinacali. I've never ever seen anything like that way. Climbed right over the top of the roof.
Oh, can't believe that. Cardi's in there with a 60 car. Kevin Bell. I must admit, I was looking at the race leaders, Chuck. I didn't, but John Cardi out of the car, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together, sitting underneath that.
Went straight across the top. The whole car just climbed right over the top. It's just one of those things where they climb wheels, and I don't think John Cardi can believe it either. But Kevin Bell took the wild ride. He was a good 10 to 15 feet up over the top, nose dived and rolled over. Can you believe it?
I can't believe. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
No, not for these big cars. Craig Vosbergen went into the fence after the end of the race. I just couldn't believe that because he was going for everything that time. Took Tony G and Kohler in with him. But let's hear it for Bernd Vosbergen, ladies and gentlemen. What a win! Absolutely brilliant. Flag to flag win for the man you love to hate. What a race! Wait on you.
Oh, you guys said it, mate. What a drive from Craig Vosbergen. That was desperate. Come on, Vosy band. Let's make some noise because King Vosbergen's back in town. What a drive, Bert. Precious stuff indeed. Robbie Gray has got to be feeling pretty good about that finish.
I tell you what, a couple of guys up there happy about it. Some things you like to say but can't.
Craig Vosbergen a little bit upset with the way the start happened.
It's quite obvious that Craig reckons he should have been starting in second spot at the restart with 2 to go.
Moves out alongside Anderson now in the drag race in the turn 1 and 2. Oh, they will look at that. And Hancock, no way. He didn't go over. That was a big bicycle for Paul Anderson. Well, you can see was pretty willing going into turn 1. Jeff Hancock and Paul Anderson were quite enthusiastic in their little scrap for the race lead. And the two cars got caught up. Anderson was on 2 wheels for way too long. Back to Bill Richards in third. Oh, there was some willing work going on back in the field. Alan Baskin's in all sorts of trouble. How can he keep that car going? He can't. That is bent. Into the fence he goes. The entrance to turn 1. Climon looks to go underneath Michael Bigliamini. Oh, that was very close. Bob Goddard also got caught up in there. Underneath goes Graham Jones. This puts Tom Watson Jr. outside. And these are hectic early laps in transport. Ivan Burke once again under siege. Underneath goes Greg Freeman this time. Will Burke be able to close the door? Here we go. We've got trouble. 3 cars in trouble. Peter Harvey goes in. He is so unlucky sometimes, Peter Harvey. It was pretty desperate going into turn 1. Ivan Burke and Greg Freeman got locked together. Peter Harvey having nowhere to go in the number 18 Escort with just 2 laps remaining. This will be interesting to see what happens at the restart in terms of starting position. Alan Blake sitting back there in the perfect position in third. He looks like he's sitting there in first at the moment. We'll see how long that lasts. Bill Rose, the reigning state modified champion, back there in car 1. Heading, oh, crunch! Down he goes. your hands together. He took a great ride. Thank you very much indeed for your response, because as we all know, the riders really and truly put a huge amount of effort into going racing. Any guy that races here, believe you me, it's a very tough sport to be in. As we all know, it's a sport that we all love, but it takes a huge amount of courage and a huge amount of effort to go racing.
Trying to get through on the inside, but Burke had too much in the turn as Dunstan goes around in front of them up. And just about took 3 out that time. Just got a little bit of a helping hand, you might say. Nevertheless goes for the big kiss, but as Ronnie Pymont buys a big one. Hit the fence hard. The car looked as though it had some handling problems earlier, but that time cartwheel went sideways, and let's hope that Ronnie's okay, but took a pretty hard one that time. Looks as though he's getting the belts off.
But it's all young Wayne Thompson up the main straight, 2 of them in, and Jeffrey Jeanette's involved in it. That is the most atrocious bad luck that you would ever see. Froggy Thompson, he's putting in a big bid. Rosie spun, and he's copped it. So too has another one. That could be Martin. Oh, this is Dale, I mean.
1 lap has completed 4 passes and swept the lead. David Hall's in second spot. And Hawley's got the car completely sideways.
It's more of a right in it too as the fairing comes adrift on the Gero Joyce machine and spins it big time. Out of harm's way, the 2 boys rolling around on the grass. They're out of harm's way, but I don't hope Wayne Taylor didn't drop the bike on him. Yellow flag is out. Well, Brad and Vince Willis, the big surprise package here tonight. Mark Drew and Lloyd Pierce haven't got the answer. Big bad Bert Bosberg and car number 4 as Wayne Hine nearly backed into him as they pitch the car into turn number 1. Oh, Wayne Hine has another go too and puts Bosberg into the wall big time. Number 1, Robbie Gray, but by gee, Wayne Hine really put it in hard that time, and Bert Bosbergen's taken a big dumper. One of the biggest we've seen for a long, long time in Super Sedans. Second time in about 3 weeks that Big Bad Bert unfortunately has been upside down, and something that you don't often see in Super Sedan racing. Well, Bert's already out of the car. And Bert is absolutely hopping mad. And can you blame him? Oh. Migray just trying to soothe him down out there at the moment, but that car has just about been totaled. And there was some action aplenty out there, so we'll let the stewards sort that out. The statewide boys very quickly on the job to clear the track, and of course the race has been brought to a complete stop. They'll line up very shortly for the feature, but it started off in the most spectacular way.
Number 19, Trevor Henderson. They move into foul as Connor. Oops, and there he goes backwards into the wall. He just touched the back of 55. Have a look at the moves coming from the back. Shane Craigie goes into 3rd. Gavin Micro gets inside. Loses the car going underneath Mark Wells. He is very safe. Fortunately, there was no trouble other than a spin going into turn number 3. Inside Michael Lawton, a brilliant drive. Oh, he gives Michael Lawton 1. Over goes Michael Lawton in the 68 car. There was contact going into turn number 3. Michael Lawton goes over. And the unfortunate part about it, Michael Lawton, one of the real battlers of sprint car racing in Western Australia. And that is not exactly something that Michael Lawton can afford to do. Nobody in sprint car racing really can. But Michael Lawton is one of the true battlers of Western Australian sprint car racing, and to see that happen to him is very unfortunate. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, he's out of the car. Put your hands together for him. That is a wild ride. As I was saying, it's not the type of ride that we like to see at Healthways Claremont Speedway by any means. And Michael Lawton dejectedly walking back through the pits and not feeling at all happy, I would say, with that unfortunate rollover in turn 3 and 4. Asco, a good drive round the outside in car 74. Mark Giancola slews off the racetrack in the worst possible place, comes back on and causes a fair amount of chaos in turn number 2. There's a shower of blue and yellow colour down here. Oh, Michael Carter is off the bike. Off the bike and moving around a little bit. Yellow lights come on. Mogo out in front. Wells in second place. Back in third place. Oops, and Gavin's lost the tyre. Unbelievable. You can't believe it. Whew. Here comes Shane Murphy at 1,000,000 miles an hour. As they all start to get out of control. Onto the racetrack they come one. I do not believe that Mark Wells would get anywhere near him. Here we go. Unbelievable. Oh, no you don't. As he comes back down, I think Murphy's got problems. But Mark Wells... Very, very hard dumper indeed for young Mark Wells. And I don't ever say anything controversial, ladies and gentlemen, but that is probably one of the most unnecessary accidents I have ever seen here at Claremont Speedway. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. The Geraldton Jet, Mark Wells, is out of the car after one of the wildest rides you have ever seen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the good news is that apart from being pretty badly shaken up, Mark Wells is okay. The word we've just received up from the officials, the race will be restarted and completed. Yeah, that's what we like to hear.
Hell of a lot of work on the car during the week, and which seems to come up all right. So there's no reason it shouldn't go as fast as what it did before. So we'll be trying.
Is it tough for you to get back in the car after last week's rollovers? Any little emotional problems there for you, or just get back in and do the job?
Oh, not really. Sort of. I won't be going down the straight on the outside of anyone for a little while, but apart from that, it doesn't really worry. You just got to put it behind you and look towards the future.
Well, you haven't raced against Max for some time.
Peter Uphill has stuck through into the race lead on the inside. Alan Blake cops one deluxe and gets put in the wall. Well, Peter Uphill went high, took the lap car slower with him.
Past the quit sign, into pit spin, and Jeff Lisa's going from strength to strength. Alan McCarthy's lost it. Yellow lights are on. Woo.
Ben Ludlow arriving back in Western Australia. Oh, Cavill, look at this. Paul DeLacy gave Alfirevic a smack, parked him in front of Ludlow and grabbed the race lead. Well, Ben Ludlow arrived back in Western Australia at 5 o'clock this afternoon, I'm told, from racing in Adelaide. So he has been a very, very busy boy, and I feel sure that he would be a little bit weary. Problems in the previous race got them sorted out. Brad Blake, your race leader, with 2 to go. And we see Steve Hancock still in second place, then third Peter Uphill, positions unchanged. Brent Smith parks it or just keeps mobile and gets the word now to bring it infield. Yeah, he's going to get out of harm's way as he's carrying a flat tyre. White flag is out for the Bunbury boy.
Into turn 3, a clear lead. Oh, they're desperate into turn 3 and 4. Oh, and if you didn't see that coming a mile off, you were blind, because there were some guys doing some pretty ordinary things going into turn 3. Brad Blake's got yellow light fever, I have a funny feeling. Then you see the yellow light flash on and see the Cortez miraculously blink back into life.
Happening.
Right.
Help plays Claremont Speedway, the modified street sedan feature race, and we've got trouble galore. And if the checkered flag doesn't come out now, I'll be very surprised. We've got Uphill and Blake doing a love waltz. It looks like Paul Smith, Steve Hancock, Craig Watkins, Neil Lansmere rejoins the field.
And the first man out of the gate is Eddie Gobby, car number 20. hooks the car up sideways that time. We've got one car sideways. That's number 95 down there. And Jeffrey Leask. Jeff Leask and Mark Wells have gone up in a very big way up there in turn number 3. Unfortunately, the yellow lights were already on before those cars somersaulted over there, so we'll have to wait and see. And Jeff Leask is out of the car, ladies and gentlemen.
Of Bradley Blake's car as they go through, they've got Berkey right out of it. Hill Rose undone there, may have got a tap, may not, a bit hard to tell. And so the race leaders now out of turn 2 down the back straight, and Wayne Millman has put a lot of Australia between himself and the rest of the field. The next one coming up towards him, one's up and over, one of them bogged in the sky coming out of turn 2. So the lights are on. Jacko, I can't believe it.
Bentley. Oh man, and Terry Green decides to see how strong our fence is. Paddington, yeah, he's doing it well. Yep, oh, and look at that, Robbie Whittington's driven him into the fence. Oh, Robert, not nice. Righto, we'll have some music from Benjamin. No, he won't, we'll have it from Chuck. Peter Richards is holding this field up, I've got a feeling. He's got the smoke screen out, something had to happen. Oh, Peter Brook, Malachi, Chad Johnson, Craig Bosbergen parks it. Richards spins onto the infield. And, well, to be reasonably critical, that was caused by a car getting sideways coming out of the turn. Everybody had nowhere to go. Craig Bosbergen looked like he copped the worst of it. Peter Brook had nowhere to go. Drilled Chad Johnson deluxe in the left rear quarter panel. Tony Serve couldn't have done it better. Johnson rejoins the field. Vosbergen, I would say, has a few problems in the number 8 Camaro. Well, this will bring an interesting little display up at the restart. Harvey in 18.7 as Bradley. Whoops! And Jim Barnes has gone sideways. Oh, and bang! There's a bit of a traffic jam on the freeway there, and he's out of harm's way. The race does continue. Brilliant action. Put your hands together for that save on the part of young Rodney. That out of turn number 4 and down the main straight. A bit of extra dirt from the bottom of those cars. But Ian Catchlove gets away to a good lead. He knows he's got to get on with the job because Keith Giles in form. Oh, Brian Ferris. Brian Ferris lost the car right in front of the field. Did a very quick 360. Was nearly collected, and the yellow lights come on as he's perched precariously halfway through turns 1 and 2. Giles is absolutely relentless. Brilliant drive. He goes underneath. Oh, Catchlove very quick to turn. Oh, no. Chapman's lost it. Both cars could remain. No, they don't. And, well, you had to say that Catchlove came down to protect the line that was rightfully his. To the back there in 3rd place and going very well indeed as number 50. And there's a tangle up there on Foulhouse Corner. And, some desperate action coming your way now. Out in front, the Keith Draper number 17 car. Onto the main straight once more with Ken Satori sitting in second. Ryan Coombs got squared up with Brian Towler in car 29. Brian moving around in the car. Obviously a problem with the Brian Towler 29 machine because he pulled up in front of traffic very quickly. Yeah, probably an engine seize the way that car pulled up so quick. Keith Giles works the 3/4 track run. Oh, Keith, man, made Tom Watson Jr. pay dearly. Tom Watson Jr. He saved it. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Tommy Watson Jr. How he saved that, I do not know, but the looks like the left steerer has peeled itself off the rim. Tom with a congestion coming out of turn number 4. Watts leading from Goddard. Oh, we've got problems. Ian Catchlove and Neville Lance got caught up there, and Catchlove pays the price dearly.
And cars given him 8. That's driven by Darren Newmarch. Newmarch just opened the gate up, and there goes, and he's hooked him up. Well, Newmarch collided there, tried to pull down on Kevin Bell, and once the car's in underneath you, it's history. All he did was hook himself up, and then they came undone, he zotted off. Up into second spot, Higgsy going well. Richards for 3rd in 71. And the unlucky one there was Kevin Bell. He got gaggled up, was quite clearly underneath Newmarch when the balloon went up, coming out of turn 2. Safe side is. We're having a controlled burn. They call it in calm. Those of us that live down in the bush know all about controlled turn.
Up the right, Pino Priolo guns the ex-Harley-Day car into turn number 1 and up goes Barry Blake. Oh, saves it and just has torn the front end up, but very, very lucky indeed not to go the whole way. Barry Blake just climbed a wheel and it launched, and then unfortunately hit the wall pretty hard, which has torn the front end up a little bit, probably a front axle. So yeah, could be the back end, but I think mainly that'll be the front end pulling that over, Trev. The way that front end looks at the moment, probably pull the cotton wheel out of the, which is the hole, of course, that supports the stub axle. Probably pull that out of the front axle, but the immaculate Wydlerski car number 14.
Mate, that's just broken like a carrot. Unbelievable. Well, that's mechanical failure. I don't think common anybody can see that's coming, but that's just torn the axle right out of that thing, and no wonder Vossi had to pull up in a hurry. And I'm very, very lucky that stayed in, and all the safety gear here doing its job, which is the main thing.
Sure is, mate, yeah.
There's one car about to be overlapped. Peter Richards got to make the split decision. Where's he? Goes underneath him, puts him around, the race goes on, and Peter Richards, how do you do that and stay out in front? Rear of field flag to the number 71 car of Peter Richards. Very nicely indeed ahead of car number 11. That was young Sean Mazzucchelli, as we have a heap of them, and well, I did a good job. The first dozen missed, but we had about another 4 go into the side of him as the fella that spun back out on the track, and then whammo. Yeah. Markwell, Sharon Marriott, there is a huge blow. Oh, we've got some danger here too, as just smoke everywhere, yellow's on, and I think that may have been a wise move. That car has lunched big time. You can see oil on the track, and oil on the mark and everything where, so I think that has definitely, I think the starter motor's fallen off. How did it fall off? The conrod coming out the side and knocked it off.
Once again. Oh, here we go, the big touch on Jad Johnson, and that puts Kevin Bell on the grass.
He takes the win. Oh, Craig Bosbergen on the line. Oh, Des Alfirovich goes into the fence in a big way. Well, also involved Tony Giancola and Bert Bosbergen. Oh, you don't reckon that Des Alfirovich did that walk very hard, moving around in the car. That front end is less than elegant. Gee, that is bad luck for Des Alfirovich, a real trier in the sport of sedan racing. Crash crews quickly onto the scene. Des Alfirovich moving around the cab. Gee, he hit that wall so hard. That's why we ask you to stand well back from the safety fence, ladies and gentlemen. There's no need for you to be over that wire. Be nice if you return to the rear of the fence, please. Stand well back from that fence. Des Alfirovich takes the helmet off. Ooh, that was a hard hit. And the official result straight through. First, Peter Brook in car 15. Second, car 8, Craig Bosbergen. Third, car 143, Tony Giancola. All up time. 2 minutes 56.37 for the 8-lap journey. Look at the Pilkington Glass team. We've got Craig Bosbergen, Kevin Bell, and here comes Bert looking for the run around the outside. Peter Richards throwing challenges at the race lead from a distance, and also defending while he's attacking with Chad Johnson all over his tail at the moment. Greg Squants, what a top job on. No, upside down. Bert Bosbergen goes upside down in his super sedan. Noel Edmonds involved in there as well. Rod Pascoe, Robbie Gray. I'd say Kevin Bell also involved in there, quite possibly the 3 Pilkington Glass cars. Would you have believed it? Bert Bosbergen upside down. Rod Pascoe limping away in the 74 car. No Evans, and looks like Craig Bosbergen locked up. In a tangle halfway through Ballhouse corner. Quite sure what happened there. John Carty stopped in there before he got involved too deeply by the look of it. Peter Richards sneaks through the traffic. Johnson realises now he's got a bit of pressure. Brook runs for the low line. Johnson comes back down. Richards has lost it right in front of the traffic. Oh, Chad Johnson, what a top job unit. We've got cars going everywhere. Robbie Gray in trouble. Peter Richards lost it right in front of the field, just as he did last Super Sedan feature on, it would have been January 1, I think. No, it was December 26, Rod Pascoe in car 74, Graham D'Emanuel in car 121, also involved. Really great, he's got a bit of a shunt around there. Peter Richards got the helmet off already, Rod Pascoe sitting in there. Incident packed.
So it's Freeman from Bunbury, Melman from Collie, and he's a great campaigner, this bloke. Up behind them now in third. Car number 5. Back to that's young Bradley Blake, who's lost the car up there in turn number 3. Alan Blake throws the car sideways, the same as Jimmy Barnes.
King for Gibbos and Marco's Power and Pool, and he's moved the all-black car now up a couple more, and the pressure going on. There's Bradley Blake, but we've got caution lights on with the car. If the Cortina brisks out wide, he'll keep Freeman in the loose stuff, and Kimmy Williams overdid it. Bad luck for him. Freeman takes it out. Second is Phil Hasty. Third across the line, the collie driver Wayne Millman, and a very unlucky Kimmy Williams. One mistake and he blotted his copybook. Never mind. It was great racing. He added all the interest to that one. Right round the outside of him, Alan Mortimer gets a screamer. And there goes the little Nissan of fearless Phil Hasty. Jacko, though, slots back up into second. Hasty for third, Robbie Haycock fourth. Couple of them locked up solid. Freeman involved again there with young Ginepi from...
D'Emanuel under siege from Terry Green, the 76 Commodore. Goes right in with a move out of the kamikaze book, and the 76 Commodore gets a very big push and has gone from chocolates to boiled lollies, hits the windrow and loses it onto the infield. So Peter Richards, one lap down, is blowing the field away. D'Emanuel sitting back there in second. Neville Pinker's gone into the sand in turn 1 and 2. Car looks a little bit hot too by the look of it. Might pay for our fire crew to get over there and have a look at that real quick, because there is a fire happening over there with Neville Pinker in the 17 car. Fire crew, President Walton, and the GJ's towing service truck and red lights have come on, as you'd appreciate. Neville Pinker over there with the car looking a little bit warm over there at the moment in turn 1 and 2. Bad luck indeed for Neville. Sits back, gets the fire boy quickly onto the job. That's not the type of thing that Neville wanted to have happen in this very first heat of the new season at Ellenbrook Speedway. The fire boys quickly onto the job. Your starters coming up on the line now. Mike Coles will be absolutely spitting chips. He had a clear lead. Adrian King will be allowed to get right up on his tail now. Shepherd also in there, and Robert Bain. So bad luck indeed for Neville Pinker. This brings the field back. Flame still shooting out by the look of it. So not quite sure what's happened there, but been some oil or something has really caught alight. Bad luck indeed for Neville Pinker. Second and looking good, row up very high coming out of turn number 4. Clarkson, there's some strong body contact going on there. There's some real strong work going on. Clarkson has a look over on the inside, says to Graham. And Graham Clarkson got hold of Graham Higgs. They went into turn 1 and 2. And, well, you had to say that something looked like happening there, actually, because they were really going for it in the main straight.
Desperation, absolute desperation.
I don't know who put the $5,000 to win on the end of this heat, but obviously they are going for it. And Graham Higgs coming back up to the official position by the look of it in car 7. They will Rowe and Alan Holland meanwhile continuing unabated. Out in front, Rick Thompson fires the 11. Car and Brian Guttridge at the rear of the field. Holland's gone around, nearly brought the field undone. Higgs has just destroyed the front end of Rick Thompson's car. There was contact there. Turn number 4, Warren Higgs out in front of doing a good job. As I said it, Vosbergen got all spooky on the main straight. Took out some of the windrow. The car locks up and around it goes. D'Emanuel watches Vosbergen spin past the bows for the line. Bennett went for the infield line. She's going to go sideways. Walton's gone to the sand. Both of them could pay the price here. Jody Taylor nearly didn't see Joanne Bennett then on the main straight, all over the place. Abbott, the big dive through on the inside. Oh, there was some serious body contact in there, and these guys are really going for it. Clark refuses to give in. Oh, Abbott! Holy dooly, they were really going for it coming off 4. Abbott spins off the circuit, the 15 Shell Roadhouse Golden Bay car, and looks like he will rejoin the field at the rear. But that was pretty willing stuff, Brad Ashworth. You can see it going into turn. X goes too high, and this allows, may give, Craig Vosbergen helped Terry Green off the circuit, who spins infield the 76-308 side. Brilliant stuff. The Dilly ladies have certainly had a lot of fun while Robin's been out, but she gets very, and around goes Castagna with forks. Robert D'Emanuel got super sideways coming off turn number 4. Has got your race leader Amajuri in his gun sights at the moment. Hawkins leading. Jodie Taylor's gone over in a big way. And the blue car of Jodie Taylor had dug in and went over. She's moving around in the car.
The number 10 car now pops the nose in front. It's Stevie Connick in front of Hayden Tilley. Dear. Right into the fence over there. Catastrophe here as he brings down half the safety fence, and the yellow caution lights come on. And boy, look at the front end of that Tirana. Woo-hoo! Certainly the boys from DJ's Towing Service will be right on the job over there. We're going to take a break from racing, and look at that. The fence over there looking real crook at the moment. There's plenty of spare tyres over there, and the chief steward, of course, and the other crew are going to have to do a bit of work over there to get the track ready for racing back here at Bibra Lake Speedway. We'll take a small break from racing and back with more shortly.
You can't, because of the rubber, you're going to have to sort of pick the bottom up. That's it. You got a half inch?
Keithy McKinlay, of course, riding very well for the red team here. Oh boy.
Yes, mate. Dinner with